Hi, my name's Capers Cawthon, and I'm sitting here in the back room of the Preservation Society, where I actually had my first job when I was 14 years old. My dad moved the Preservation Society here in the early 1980s. Actually, the move started kind of late 70s into the 80s, and opened the bookstore here, which is a flourishing bookstore today. And it's kind of full circle that I'm here with Landrum Tables because my dad, who's a director for 20 plus years, I think it was more like 27 years, in these very walls told me, son, you got to pay attention to the architecture, and you got to keep your eyes open with your day-to-day life and just look at the beauty around you. And of course I was like, okay, can I go fishing now? I'm ready to go. And so unfortunately, I lost him about 5 years ago. He died, and a little switch went off in my head that said, I need to start paying attention to the beauty around me. And one of the things that I loved in Charleston was the wood and the furniture. I loved furniture. My dad had an antique business, and so I grew up around antiques, and the style of furniture and the simplicity of real wooden furniture was very attractive to me. And so upon his death, I noticed, and actually really noticed first after Hurricane Hugo, just the amount of wood that was just thrown away. And so I was 19 at the time, and my eyes were really open to like, wow, they're throwing the wood away. But it wasn't it's about 10 years later until I really actually did something about it. And he passed away, and I just said, the Preservation Society is in full swing, saving the wonderful historic homes south of Broad and in the historic district, which, by the way, there's still plenty of south of Broad homes that are being gutted and wood being thrown out, which we still try to get. But I have a very symbiotic relationship with a lot of these contractors in the sense that they have to pay to dump the wood. So it makes more sense to call me to come get it, and even if they don't call me and I get it, I'm still saving them money and being green at the same time because they don't have to pay the weight in the dumpster to dump it. So without a business plan of any kind, I kind of built this one table and stuck it in my little antique booth, and it literally skipped out of the booth to one of the best decorators in town. And she called me and asked me where I got it, and I said I made it. So she said, can I make a few more? And so I really just started making them, and every day I would ride around and go, there's some more wood, and I'd throw it in the back of my truck. And even if it was just one board that was a good one, if you do that every day, which I don't, but if you did, it'd be 300 boards at the end of a year. So 7 years later, I have a 10,000 square foot warehouse full of antique wood in the neck area at 575 Meeting Street for now. But being here is awesome. I wish my dad was alive to see it, but the fact that I was endorsed by and have my furniture here in the Preservation Society 30 years later is pretty amazing. So I'm happy to be here.